Hello, it's July 2023. Hang on a second. Ah, that's much better. Do you hear the birds chirping? Over the years, I've highlighted the first-hand knowledge as a whistleblower of the sexual abuse, trafficking of vulnerable women in a nonprofit mental health organization, which was funded 60% by the province of Alberta Health Services. I've also highlighted, for example, the police, judicial, and political corruption in the city. And all these things tied together, showing influential people trying to discredit me. And I've highlighted with a plethora of independent evidence how the injustice imposed on me played out. And these are important things for people to know, because the injustice that I and countless of other people have faced, are facing, and will face, can very well happen to you. Now, I've also went off on tangents trying to explain to everyone the underlying causes to these things from various perspectives. And I know I've talked about this over the many years, and so perhaps this is somewhat of a revisit to the topic of why people, for example, band together. Now, I've talked about social justice movements, especially over the past 3 years and so forth, and how devastating that is to society and especially individuals. But I just want to reiterate something that I've, again, said in older videos. How people, and this is with any group type, how people are longing to belong to someone, to feel more important. And unfortunately, in this world, we live in a world of delusions and illusions. We have taken away the traditions, values, and social standards from the days of old that allowed us to prosper in today's world. We've taken away the rite of passage. And that rite of passage is very important because it gives individuals a belonging to, or should, humanity overall. But we've been so micro-fractured in this world that there's no cohesion in society. And I've reiterated many times, we are in the late stage of the last stage of civilization, the age of decadence, again. And we repeat history because history is forgotten either by chance or design. And what always follows is our demise, and we're in that last stage. And this is why the world is the way it is on most any topic. But going back to this sense of belonging, people are wanting to belong to something, to have some sort of unity with others of like mind. People will gravitate, for example, to social justice movements, whether they be right or wrong. People identify themselves with, say, certain professions, and they all stick together and see any outsiders to that as outsiders, not even people. And I've talked about and even used, there was a song, The Language of Violence, and how individuals and even other groups are dehumanized. And as long as things can be justified by those, say, for example, opposing injustice or tyranny, then they can sleep well. And what they don't like is being called out. Now, people within any group type will stick together because they have bonded with those of like mind. And it's so easy to see injustice being imposed. And this is really the core of everything, is how everyone is kind of fragmented, dehumanized, and everything just runs amok. People need to understand the foundation to all these things. And there was a case that I had talked about and even shared a link to in my community page, where an individual was in court and how his, for example, defense lawyers, the prosecutor, the judge, and the officer all conspired to put him in jail to force him to plead guilty. They band together because they're part of the like mind, that hive mind. But again, and I've highlighted this a lot, how the start of all this, how at the time anyway, the young man was a passenger in a vehicle, and why the vehicle got pulled over was because of a busybody complaining about a house party and alleged there was a fight. And it's always these busybodies who make these phone calls, more times than not anonymously, who instigate these things so things progress. Now, what was interesting about this young man's case is how he was suing the police department for an event that took place in 2013 for him for police brutality and some other things. So they had an opportunity now to retaliate against him using the system, misusing the system. And people will band together because, for example, in that particular profession, all over, because they're part of a brotherhood. That tribal instinct to be part of something bigger than who they are. Feeding ego. But really the problem in today's world, and there's no fixing this, because we're too far gone, we're beyond the point of no return to fix anything, is people are trying to fulfill that need of belonging to something, and then that want to be something more than who they are. And that's really the point of this. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Listen to this and write it down if you can't remember it. You're never going to outgrow warfare. You simply must learn to fight. I hear people saying to me, oh, when is it going to get easier? When you die.